We're live. Hi, guys. If you are watching this as a video on demand, not live, hi. How are you? Let's see. Let's try to make it a little bit more centered. There. I mean, you can kind of see the corset. Not really, huh? Uh-oh, maybe I'll have to tuck these in. I should have thought about this. But that's okay. It's my first or second time being live. Emma's World. It looks kind of ugly like that. I don't know. I don't know how I want this to be. What are your thoughts? We're live. Okay. I'm going to post it on Instagram too. I don't really have much to say today. I just kind of wanted to go live just to see you guys. Hi, Moke. Hi, Khaled. How are you guys? I was going to post it on Instagram really fast. Story. Live on YouTube right now. Come hang out. How's everybody's day going today? How's your day going? I always have to think about what I'm going to type. Like, I know what I'm going to type, but it's just, I don't know. Live on YT. Right now, come hang out. Right now, come hang out. Right now, come hang out. Oh, that was horrible. Right now, come hang out. That sucks. I really messed up on that one. See, that's why I do YouTube, because I can cut videos out and, all that stuff. Whatever. We're live on YouTube. Come hang out. Now. Let's see. Live on YouTube. Come hang out. Okay, that'll work. That'll do. You can't be too picky. Beggars cannot be choosers. Sometimes I'm a beggar, but I also like to be choosy. Whatever. I'm allowed to do whatever I want because it's my life. Your day's been slow? Live on YouTube. Come hang out. Has it been slow because you've had a lot of things that you need to do? Or is it slow because you don't have anything to do, so you're like, when is this day going to end? That's how it is for me some days. Like, some days I just have, nothing to do. And so I'm just like, can it be, bedtime already? You've had too little to do? Okay. Yeah, for me too. When I have too little to do, it's so hard for me. So hard. But hey, you should be grateful you don't have much to do. Because I feel like when we have too much to do, it's kind of like, can it just be tomorrow already? I don't want to do any of this stuff. I guess I complain no matter what. I don't know. So how is everybody? What are you guys up to? What has been going on in your life? Have you been corset training? Have you been waist training? Do you know anybody that's been corset training or waist training? I feel like corset training has become such a big part of my life that now I don't even think about it. I mean, there are days where I don't, put on my corset or even look at my corset for that matter. But I also have days where it's just habitual. You know what I mean? And I'm starting a water fast for 3 days. I'm just going to be drinking water. So hopefully that kind of helps with me being able to tighten my corset up just a little bit more. She's insanely hyped to try it someday. You should just buy it for her now so that when you guys see each other, she's like hella snatched, you know? Do the abdominal sculpting. You mean like ab workouts? I do ab workouts when I go to the gym. But like, does the corset sculpt your abdomen? I don't think it sculpts your abdomen. I think it just sculpts your waist, at least from my, perspective or whatever the case is. Like, it just sculpts my waist. It doesn't sculpt my right here necessarily. It does flatten it though. I will say that. Like when I'm feeling bloated and stuff, put the corset on and it really helps to flatten out my tummy. Like it makes it look like flat. But it doesn't sculpt the abs to where like the abs are chiseled and defined. And excuse me, I think that's more so diet and exercise. But that'd be cool to like waist train just to see if it like sculpts your abs. That's interesting to think about and try. I don't know. I feel like in my experience though, that hasn't happened. But maybe it has for someone. Don't know. I have to plug in my laptop because looks like it's a little battery. What is it? It's 33%. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll live. But she just took her law test and can finally go back to the gym now. And we know her measurements are going to change. So she told me not to buy it yet. Oh, okay. Well, that's good that she took her law test. She's probably like, I'm so over it. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like after I take a test, I feel so relieved. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to like study. I hate studying. But yeah, for sure. Her measurements are definitely going to change, especially if she's losing weight in the gym or if she's gaining weight. Regardless, her measurements are definitely going to change big time. So is she going to the gym to lose weight or to like gain weight? Like gain like muscles, booty, all that good stuff? Or is she going there for like specifically weight loss and that's it? What else was I going to tell you guys? Oh, so I've been thinking about that podcast I was talking to you guys about, and I don't know if I'm going to do it. Her goal is to lose weight in the middle and gain weight lower down. Gotcha. Definitely go hard in the gym then, 100%. But yeah, I think that with regard to like podcasts, one, I just feel like it's going to be not a waste of my time, but I feel like it's just going to be like more work for me to do in a sense that like I'm going to have to come up with questions. I'm going to have to find someone who wants to be on my podcast. I'm going to have to edit the podcast. And I feel like I should just focus my time and energy right now on the YouTube channel with making videos and going live. Like I think that's what I should focus on. And if I add something else to it, then I'm just going to be like, what am I doing to myself? And then I feel like, oh, my dryer's done. And then if I do, add a podcast, oh, by the way, the sun is going in and out. So lots of light changes. So sorry. But I feel like if I do a podcast, it's just going to be so overwhelming for me because I'm still trying to like, grow on my YouTube channel with regard to like monetization and everything. And I just feel like the podcast will just not stop me or hinder any progress I've made thus far, but kind of get me off track. And I don't know if podcast hours go towards monetization. So that's why I'm just like, do I want to do that or do I want to just focus on my energy right now on what it is that I'm doing? I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments and just let me know what you guys think. And if you have a podcast, how do you like the podcast? Like, do you think it stops you from doing other things? Is it hard for you to start a podcast or was it hard for you rather to start a podcast? Because I've like been looking into like software to use and things like that. And it's a lot of work. It's more work than making YouTube videos. I'm not going to lie. So I don't know. I guess I'm just being lazy. Maybe that's what it is, guys. I don't know. Do a waist sculpting operation in the hospital. Waist sculpting operation in the hospital. I'm not sure what that would entail. Like removing your ribs. I think that's what the operation would entail. In order to make your waist smaller, as for an operation, they would just probably remove your floating ribs or something. And I want all of my ribs. I need all of my ribs. So I don't want to get rid of any of my ribs. Sorry. What are your weight loss goals? I thought it was just to lose weight, and we were talking about increasing the curviness from a corset in the last stream, like with a larger spring. So I assume that you'd want to, fill out the top and bottom. Well, my weight loss goals are to lose weight. Yeah. So, like, I don't really understand your question, Moke. I thought it was just to lose weight, but we were talking about increasing the curviness from a corset. So, maybe you misinterpreted what springs are, like larger springs versus smaller springs. I don't want springs are for your measurement around your underbust, underneath your bust, that measurement. I don't want to make that measurement bigger. In fact, I want to make that measurement smaller. That was what I was looking for. Oh, I'm so confused right now. But yeah, I don't want to make my underbust bigger. I want to make it smaller. And by doing that, I need to do like lat pull, like a lot of exercises and stuff, exercises that you do at the gym. Because corset is not going to make your underbust smaller. I mean, I guess it could if you're wearing corsets for rib, make your ribs smaller. There is a way to do that with corsets, but that's not something that I'm like focusing on. I just like to focus on my waist. But the Libra and Gemini corsets have more of a spring, so they look curvier. Yeah, they do look curvier, but like that's only if your measurements correlate with those corsets. So if my measurements don't correlate with those corsets, then I'm out of luck. I'm so confused with what you're asking. I'm sorry. Beyond the logistics, podcasts involve having good chemistry with the host guests. If it's just you yourself, then it's really no different from this. I 100% agree with that, Ian. I do have like some people I would consider like my friends on like Instagram or YouTube, for example, that I talk to not on a daily basis, maybe like on a weekly or monthly basis where we just catch up kind of thing. People that, waist train, wear corsets in general. And I feel like we have good relationships. And I feel like there's maybe like 4 people that I know would say yes to coming on my podcast, maybe even 5 people that would come on my podcast. But it's really different, like chatting with someone versus communicating with them face to face or via voice versus, typing. So chemistry can always be like, yeah, we have a lot of chemistry talking in our DMs, but I mean, are you going to try to like overpower me with my podcast? Because I know sometimes people do that. Like you have someone on your podcast and then the host tries to overpower the guest and the guest tries to overpower the host. And it's just like, okay, we get it, host. Like it's your podcast, but you're having them on for a reason. So let them freaking talk. And then the guest sometimes like doesn't want to answer the questions, doesn't understand the questions. So yeah, I know chemistry is like a big thing. I wouldn't want to overpower my guests. In fact, I would want the guests to do the majority of the talking. I feel like there would be if I did a podcast, right? If I did a podcast, there would be times where it would just be me talking and like either doing something educational or something entertaining with regard to corsets on my podcast, just me, myself, and I. And then there would be times where I would have, a guest. And when that occurs, I would just want my guests to do the majority of the talking because it's like, I would ask the question and then like sit back and just be like, you know what I mean? Like I'm having you on my show for a reason. I want to hear you speak, I don't know. You want to make them smaller? I want to make them smaller. So yeah, I want to make my underbust. I want to make this smaller. I don't want to make it wider. If I make my underbust, the only way to make an underbust wider is by gaining weight. And I don't want to gain weight. It doesn't have anything to do with your cup size, your boob size. It has everything to do with the measurement around underneath your breasts, your chest. So the goal here is not to make my underbust larger. If I were to get a Libra or a Gemini corset for right now, then that would be cool. But if I lose weight and my measurements don't correlate with those specific corsets, then it's just like, oh well. I just have to find like something like extremely curvy, like an extremely curvy corset that will, showcase my waist more, if that makes sense. I was the worst podcast host. Why were you always like overpowering your guests? Because it's like, why have a podcast? Why have someone on your podcast and then just talk over them the entire time? Like, there would be podcasts where I was like, yes, I can't wait to listen to this podcast because the guest that is going to be on the podcast, I'm just so excited to, get to know them more. And then the entire time it's the host talking and it's like, bro, let them speak. I want to hear what they have to say. I don't know. Nope. Heart. Hi, Nope. How are you? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about podcasts. My guests would constantly go off topic and ramble about something different from when I asked for a long time. I didn't have the heart to stop them. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you have like a specific amount of time to talk to the host, like you're like, okay, I only have 30 minutes, I only have 45 minutes, and they go off topic, yeah, then it's just kind of like, if that happened to me in my podcast, I don't think I would have the heart either to stop them. But I would have to say something like, you know, circling back to the question, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like having a podcast is a lot of work, especially because you're kind of trying to, in a sense, dictate how the conversation is going to go. And you can't really force someone to answer in a way that you would hope. I mean, you would hope that they answer the way you want them to, obviously. But I don't know. I feel like I'm not sitting in the center. I was watching my live from 2 days ago, and I sit like really like crooked. I don't know if it's because of the corset or just because of the way I sit, but I was like, I didn't know I was so crooked. Anywho, I'm not gonna be on here for too long because I do want to get to playing some chess too. But I just thought I would pop on, show you guys some love, and hopefully this little podcast chit chat we talked about will make me or help me decide like whether or not I want to go forward with it or not, which I'm leaning more towards no. Just because I know it's a lot of work. Maybe in the future, once like my channel grows and everything, I'll do the podcast and like have a bunch of people on. But it's like I feel like I need to grow my brand before people are like, oh my God, yeah, I want to be on this Cinda's podcast. Like, I don't want them to be like, who are you? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, this is at 19 minutes. I'll probably end this right now. The last one I think was 50 minutes, and that was a bit long. I don't want these lives to be extremely long, but I mean, as time goes on, who knows? They might get longer, they may be shorter. We'll see. We'll figure it out as time goes. But yeah, I just thought I would pop on, talk to you guys. And if you are watching this as a rerun, hi. Don't forget to like this video or live, whatever it is. It's a live video that has been recorded. That was awkward. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you aren't already. All right, guys, I will catch you all later. Bye.